Tell me when we live so I know where to click at.
You live.
Oh, we live on YouTube. All right, well, let me send it. Let me send this out. Hey, yo, welcome to where the hell we at? Hold up, hold on. I know it's gonna be. All right, I'm ready in a second. Here we go. Okay, people, welcome to another edition of the world-renowned Amsterdam Talk. I'll be your host as always, Rod. I got to clean my glasses for a second. But tonight we bring you a topic that's normally never touched on because when I first got the topic, it was the norm. Then the norm is why do men cheat? So now we got another segment that we're going to bring in why women cheat, or why women have cheated in the past or currently cheating, whatever we choose to call it, because we had a conversation in the back. They just want to let's clarify it. We'll clarify it during the interview as always on how we do it. But before we start, gotta break the intro down. As always, here we go. Half of the new intro for Amsterdam Talk coming now. What do you make of that margin? That's 61 votes plus one person. We're trying all right. Welcome to Amsterdam Talk. I'll be your host tonight. As always, Rod in the building where I got special guests. I have Armici and I have Michelle joining me tonight to discuss our topic about women cheating. But before we get into it, I like to bring up some things, of course, that personally hit me in my life. But I really don't have anything to bring up because ain't nothing happened since last week. But I definitely want to bring up the challenge to the women in the HBCU Lounge. We dropped a post that if you want a Valentine's date, there's a virtual dating thread that you can sign up for and let a man take you out on February 13th, not the 14th, because I know it's 14th is a Sunday. Want to make sure you're available on the 13th. That most of you have children that have to deal with, or some of you don't have children, but you mostly got to work on Monday. So we want you to indulge having a Valentine's Day based on the 13th, and it's got to be virtual. All right, Amici. All right, Michelle. Where do we start at with this? So, just throw it out there. So how did this come about? So why were you out here? We're going to take a quote from the Locker Room Chronicles. You were dibbling before you started dabbling. What happened?
My fault.
It's your fault.
So, Michelle, I'm gonna say the good one for last. Good stuff. So, I'm gonna start back since we are a HBCU network. Let me go back to where it all began. I got my training on the yard, HBCU.
On the yard. What yard?
Alcorn State University.
Alcorn. home of Steve McNair.
And he
Rest
was
his soul.
so he was the epitome of a cheetah. But we're not gonna go
But
there.
this ain't about men tonight. This is about the women.
But we're not gonna go there. So my little story, my beginning, there was a very good friend of mine that was very in love, but drink her bath water. And we just had a hookup one night after the club, and I was a RA. His girlfriend lived in a dorm over here to the left. His side chick lived in a dorm over here to the right. So the girlfriend, she had dollars, but the side chick had a ride, and I knew how to cook. So he would go over there, get the money from that chick, or get the car from the other chick, go to the store, bring the food back to me, and we would eat, or go out. So it was a matter of convenience. So that was my first time that I ever had a situation.
So basically, this man had a triangular, right? He had a triangular. He was living a trifecta. He had a girlfriend, he had a side chick, and he had you. So he had a girlfriend, 2 side chicks. So
I want to say just,
So how do you classify yourself in this situation then? Because I mean, you was the side chick 1B or 1A. I don't know.
I was just a partaker in the situation.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna say. You were just a participant in the situation.
Because I was not in any type of relationship with him, But to this day, everybody will tell you that if they ever see him out and about and they mention my name, a wonderful smile comes across his face.
Okay. All right, Michelle, what you got for me?
So, well, I have 3 significant times that I cheated, all different situations. But the first time, well, I have 3. There was times I was in a situationship and I cheated 3 times. So let's just start with the first time that I cheated. I was married, young, and all in love. Everything was going great until one day I opened up my the bank statement, and I saw some weird charges. I lived in San Diego. I was living in North San Diego at the time. And I was like, why are these charges down in another part of the San Diego, down further south? Like, I'll never go down there. So come to find out my husband was cheating on me. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it broke me. Like, it broke me to the part that police came to the house and took me away and took me to a psych ward for a hot minute. So yeah, it was really bad. I was young, living in California with no family members and very few friends. He was military, so it was a difficult situation. So I got myself together, started I was working 2 jobs, making a really decent amount of money at that age. This was probably when I was 25 now, probably 25 at this point, 25, 26. And I was working at this one company. I worked for some plastic surgeons, and this UPS driver used to come in and deliver all the time. Now, where I worked was, where I lived and worked was really not a lot of Black people. So wasn't really too much to choose from. So, but this UPS driver was a Black guy, and he was cute and he was fine. And so we flirted a lot. And then finally one day, I said, well, I had him come to my apartment on one of his routes one time. And first time I cheated.
So was your husband living at this apartment too?
Yeah, he was. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. We're gonna back this up. We're gonna back this up again. We're gonna back this up. So the charges that you saw, what were the charges on the bank statement?
The bank statement, this is back when you rented movies from Blockbuster. Okay, y'all remember those days? So he was renting movies from Blockbuster.
I'm old enough.
Going to the grocery store, buying food. I'm like, why would you be doing all that down there? So, and come to find out, I found out all the information after we moved back to Tennessee a few years later. That's when I got the whole story of what happened with the cheating situation with him and her. But I didn't know any of that at that time. I just knew that he was cheating on me. So, and I mean, but I think it was probably a year later before I cheated on him.
So, but two negatives don't make a
No, it
positive.
doesn't. It does not. And I don't know what I was thinking at the time while I was doing it. Because I mean, our marriage was, it wasn't the best. I got married at 23. Really, I shouldn't have. That was a mistake. Moved all the way out cross country. That was another mistake. So there was a lot of mistakes in that whole entire marriage. So yeah, I eventually divorced him after I found out of what really happened with who he was cheating with, and he was still communicating with her after we moved back to Tennessee.
Well,
So
who was he cheating with? Was it like the neighbor or some shit?
it was, I don't even know who she was. I just knew her ex-husband had contacted me when we got back to Nashville, and he told me the whole story. She was even pregnant. Him and her ex-husband and my husband Tom got to fighting. Like, he told me a whole, I was like, wow, y'all did all that. And then when he had left his email open one day, and I just started reading, I was like, wow. So I emailed her. I was like, why are you still talking to him? He's gonna move all the way back to Tennessee. Well, he said y'all moved back to help take care of somebody. I says, no, we didn't. No, first of all, we're living in my mother's house that she left for me. It's not even his house. And so no, and I finally got to the point I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. So I ended up divorcing him.
So, was the baby actually born?
No, she terminated it.
Okay, so she terminated. So the ex-husband, was he the current husband at the time?
I don't know if they were separated or divorced. I don't know. I just know at
But
that point he contacted me. I don't know how he got my information, but he contacted me while we were living in Tennessee.
well, I don't indulge cheating at all. But at the end of the day, if they were divorced and they were out of the picture, I smell a hater. And I
Yeah,
know a
he
hater
was
when I
definitely
see one.
hating. He was definitely hating. I mean, he wanted revenge. So I'm
Mind,
that, but I
mind
had
your goddamn business, bruh. Mind your
he was
business.
definitely hating because he told me everything. I mean, he told me, I was like, wow. But I was still, at that point, I was not ready to divorce him. It was the fact that he kept communicating with her when I saw the open emails. And when I
Okay.
contacted her, then she came for me. I wait a minute, you can't come for me. So
She came to you like a woman.
no, she was like, well, you should do something. You should keep him, whatever. I was like, you know what, you're right. It ain't got nothing to do with you, but I'm just asking you to quit emailing him. I'll take care of this on my side. But I said, he's married. He's not the one, the breadwinner at the moment. I'm the breadwinner. So I don't know what's going on here. So he ain't come back out to California. So I don't know what you think is going to happen, but he's in Tennessee now.
Okay. All right. Well, that's just one instance. But now I go back to you, Armici. I don't necessarily consider that you're cheating in that situation because you weren't, his lady. You was just the RN, the RA.
Yeah. So you
Just
want
the
to?
fl-
I just
just
that was the beginning. That's the foundation.
oh,
Kind of
so
like,
that's the foundation. So y'all actually wind up getting together after all of this.
me and him, we kicked it for years.
I mean, honestly, kicking it is one thing, but did you actually y'all started claiming each other? Actually, put down some clamps on each other to say, "Yo, this is my lady, this is my boyfriend," or whatever that nature.
Now, I never did relationships that I couldn't do that. So I had other situations. That was just my foundation story.
That's a foundation. Well, that foundation story, I can't even give that foundation because that wasn't your situation. That was the money chick
You
situation.
one where I was actually in a relationship and I actually stepped on out.
And you stepped on it, you slide to the left. Yeah, you did that. What Michelle just told me, she just slid out of her whole marriage. She thought two negatives make a positive, but it didn't make a positive at all. It's like, okay, I'm not understanding, right? I mean, I'm not understanding what I'm just saying, she said the UPS guy, I don't know.
It was some great sex though. It was some great sex.
Yes, they do.
It
Okay,
All right, okay, Michi, here we go. Let's hear your story.
story number 2, and I got story number 3. I got my final story. So story number 2. This one is my oldest son's father. Yeah, we up and down. We decided to live together, for the sake of the child.
Mm-hmm.
And it just wasn't going right. He was driving truck cross country, and things just weren't going well. I was working 3 jobs, and anyway, so we decided we were just going to co-parent. Had a 3-bedroom townhouse, and he wanted to maintain a relationship. I wanted him to work on the child, but he didn't want to let me go. So one day he came home, and I had cooked dinner for my guest, who happened to be a male, who I told the male that, my son's father lives here. I don't want him. He still wants me. He came home. I proceeded to introduce each other and had my nice dinner, and he went on upstairs. And I continued.
What the hell is this? Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Anderson, the breakup? He lives there upstairs and you're downstairs entertaining. What type of shit is this?
If he wanted me, he would come across the hallway. I had my own bedroom. He had his. He would come across the hallway if he ever wanted some. But, he wanted me. I didn't want him. And I said, if you want me, you're going to do what it takes to keep me.
So hold on. You still allowed him to come across the hall to get the ginger snaps?
It was good dick. Everyone's going to turn it down.
So that is like, the brother wants to be with you and you still giving him free access when he wants it. That's like a little mixed signal. I mean, that's crazy right there.
It was up to him.
How was it up to him when he just asked you, like, listen, I want to taste the Poo-Tang pie tonight? And you say, come on. And then you invite the male friend over for a 3-piece meal. 3-course meal.
Well, he could have sat down at 8. It was enough.
So he could have sat down at 8 with y'all and like, okay, all right. So now hold on, Michelle, for a second. So now let me ask you this. So now you said he could have sat down at 8. It was enough for everybody. Mm-hmm. So now what if these 2 brothers coincided and said, hey, I know you're doing what you're doing. You doing what you're doing. Let's do it all together. What happens then?
You'd have been poly like a mug.
I mean, what?
We'd have been poly. It would have been poly. So the other guy, he was a ball player. He was balling.
Is he in the NBA? NFL?
He was overseas.
Okay, he was overseas. But I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying, if I know you're doing this and that, and we're both doing all this together, mm-hmm. But I'm doing this with you and he's doing this with you, why can't we just go ahead and let's do it all together, triangular?
Well, if he'd have asked, then it could have been an option, but they both wanted me singularly, so it wasn't an option.
It wasn't an option, so they wanted you singular. So I'm just not like maintaining the whole thing. Not just grasping the whole aspect of it. It's just like he still wants you. He's dealing with you. He lives there. He's a truck driver. He makes enough money. I'm pretty sure truck drivers make a lot of money, especially if he's driving cross country. If he's driving local, he make a little less than people that drive worldwide or US wide. But
yeah, he was living off of me. He was scheming and scamming. He was in the streets.
Okay, so he was in the streets, but I'm not understanding. It's just like this whole Vince Vaughn, Jennifer Anderson thing. Like, you stay over here, I'ma stay over here. I understand, the thing between to keep the co-parenting together for the children or the child, but we don't need to live together to have this going.
If he wanted to get his own place, then he could have. It was mine. He chose to stay there. So he chose to stay there, and he chose the environment that he was going to stay in. I told him before I did it that I was going to date other people, and so
go ahead. I'm listening. I'm sorry, I may cut you off.
I tell him, I'm like, it's over. You can go. You can move out. He didn't want to move out. He wanted to stay there. He's like, well, I'll just stay here. And that way, when I come in town, if you want to go do your thing. But see, he knew me from like junior high. He was my first. And so he knew the good girl would never do any wrong person. He didn't know that I was a Gemini and you fucked me over one time. Then you bring out that other side. He didn't know I was ruthless. And so
this is Gemini talking.
I gave him the option. I gave him the option to get his shit right and keep me or go to hell on. And so he wanted to stay here. I told him up front, I'm dating other people. I'm going to go see what else is out there. You can leave. He decided to stay. And so he witnessed what he witnessed. I went out. I had a great time. I had other relationships. That was the one where he came home. But yeah, I had other relationships while we lived together. He chose to stay.
The other relationships while y'all live together? Hold on, we're going to hold that thought for a second because I need to ask you about this. So basically like this, for real. Check this out. So you just put a stamp on Gemini women. That Gemini women, they already say y'all twins. I mean, you have twins. You have another side on you, as always, men and women. Y'all have another side. In Gemini, I'm not a whole fucking zodiac person or whatever like that. I just bullshit with it. But in your zodiac, you have two sides. So you were this nice girl in Tennessee when y'all first hooked up. And then you became just rude. You brought your other side out, just be ruthless. So are you 100% to say that not what your actions done, but just become ruthless on the opposite side, on the other side, that all Gemini men and women have this trait? I ain't saying do what you did. I'm not saying do what you did, just become ruthless as you became.
And it wasn't, well, yes, we do become ruthless, but I was more so honest, very honest. And I stood on my honesty. He didn't believe me.
But I understand, I'm going to give it to you in a second, Michelle, but you stood on your honesty. And I understand that you honest at the same time, but where does the respect come in to say, I'm honest with you to know that you're staying here, but let me take my shit outside the crib.
My house, my bills, my way.
So I guess you just lost all respect for this brother. I mean, I'm considering he's a brother.
Yes, my love language is respect. So you got one time to disrespect me, and I'm gonna tell you up front, don't disrespect me. You disrespect me, I lose all respect for you. It's gotta be me. Don't disrespect me.
So where did he disrespect you at? Let's get to that.
Because I knew what he was doing. Like, number one, again,
what was he doing?
My pocket. He was going to work and he was going on with his friend house kicking it. I'm bringing home money. He's going, taking my money, drinking and gambling and kicking it. What he didn't know is that my girlfriend, a very good friend of mine, was tipping with his boss, who was married. But I knew that he was turning down jobs to go and hang out.
Okay.
So I knew the truth. And he was also for the street. He was a Gemini too.
So when was the conversation had to say, like, yo, I know what you're doing, that you're not going to work, that you're doing this and doing that? When was that had? Was that ever had?
No, I never tell what I know.
Well, see,
doesn't know that I know.
But I think that's an issue right there.
It's not an issue, because at the end of the day, you do whatever you're gonna do, and I don't care as long as you're taking care of home. But what you're not going to do is have the opportunity to work and not do so and take my money and go play. I'm not a sugar mama.
Okay, but I get what you're saying totally, but I'm like, if you had that conversation and say, "Yo, I know what you're doing. You turning down jobs. You over here hanging with your homeboy or whatever." Would you think that might have straightened his act up to get you to be the man that you wanted him to be, instead of you just going to say fuck it and just start wilding out?
That's not what I wanted. All I wanted is for you to pay your part on these bills.
But if you'd have told him, then he might have went and got the situation together to pay the bills.
Pay the bills. Not only is he not bringing money home, but he also was taking my money that I give him to go pay the bill. He's taking that as well and taking that to the streets, to the point where I came home one day with my lights off.
Okay. Like I said, I understand all that you're saying, but I'm just stuck on, there could have been a conversation where y'all could have sat and talked about, I know what you're doing. You could have brought it to the forefront. So I know what you're doing. And maybe it has ceased. And if it didn't cease, you could have got him out of the picture, just instead of you just holding it in and just sliding with the new cat, bringing the new cat in here to eat your English muffin.
That's just not, I'm going to always hold on to, and that goes into my last story. We got tag team.
Oh, we're gonna hold your last story up. We're gonna hold your last story up.
Take my information, and as a Gemini, I contemplate how I'm gonna sit back and enjoy my revenge.
All right, Michelle, let's go back and talk to you, Michelle, because I'm over there is like, you got to conversate over there. You got to converse to get shit together. But I mean, listen, if this is how Gemini's at, I take my chances, but my chances only fall for 40%. I can't do it. You got to tell me. But okay, Michelle, let's go. Michelle, you ain't a Gemini, are you?
No, my birthday falls right after Gemini's end. So I'm a Cancer. So some of my stuff goes both ways because I'm on that cusp of could be some Gemini tendencies and Cancer tendencies. So
if you're a Cancer, so if you told me you was arrested for domestic violence, I would believe it, because Cancer women beat their men. Trust me, they beat their men. I don't know the fuck isn't it? I've never been beat by a Cancer woman, but I just know a lot of brothers that have been beat up by Cancer women. Cancer women are abusive, but physically.
I have a mouth, but physical, I don't put my hands on no man. That ain't gonna happen.
Right. Okay, so here we go. Let's listen. What happened?
Second incident of cheating. I was in a long-term relationship after my first marriage, and I was in a long-term relationship with the guy, and everything was going great. Sex was amazing, relationship was going good, and then he lost his job, and I was already again second long-term relationship where I was the breadwinner again, so a lot of it fell on me, and he couldn't really, the reason he lost his job was a legal reason. No reason he lost his job, then he couldn't find a job because of a legal situation happened. So you have something on your record that just happened and you haven't gotten expunged yet, you really can't find a job. So everything fell on me. And it got to the point he was, sitting home all day, getting high, playing video games. I'm working, I'm in school full time.
Are you a Delta?
Yes, I'm a Delta.
Oh shit, explains the problem already. But that's another story. Go ahead, keep talking.
So everything was going great. Then I was like, this is getting kind of ridiculous, So it's one of those things where I it's really no excuse, but I'm making all the money, I'm doing everything. He's working, sitting at home. I was like, fuck this. I just went and this was before we bought our house. Because we actually bought a house together. So I started sleeping with the guy. We was renting a duplex. So I started sleeping with the
landlord. What was it the landlord?
Landlord.
What the fuck is going? You know what? This is probably gonna be the last Amsterdam talk for this year. Cause you sleeping with Mr. Furley?
But he was from the islands. He was fine. Oh Lord, he was fine from that. Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy.
Did you
But
get a
he was
did you
only
get
my
a free month? Did you
he
get a
was
free
only
month
my
of rent?
so the last month, yeah. The last month, because he was only my landlord for like uh for a few months, but I was sleeping with him like the last 2 months. So he gave like we got a good deal. I didn't have to pay the rent when we moved out to the new house. I didn't have to pay a rent anything like that. So yeah, he hooked it up a little bit. He hooked it up. He used to have me stuff sent down from New York. I mean, it was worth the cheap. But um and after that cheat, it kind of snowballed.
No, I don't want you going to your next cheat because we gotta break that cheat down. We gotta break that cheat down before you
No,
go to
because
your
it was
next.
a snowball effect. The cheat was a slip with the landlord. Mm.
So hold on. So first and foremost, let's go back to it. You said the boy lost his job. First and foremost, I love Deltas. Don't get it wrong. I love y'all. But when I start hearing men smoking weed and playing video games and driving your Solara around, I hope you don't have a Solara. Or did you have Solara?
No, I had a
Or
Toyota Corolla at the time. No, I had a Grand Am first, then I had a Toyota Corolla.
damn near close enough, a Toyota Corolla. Did he drive you to work?
A couple times, yeah.
Well, this is when I hear about Deltas and I hear, their boyfriend smoke weed, play video games, or they doesn't have a job. I or instantly notice there's a Solara involved and it's red and you're a Delta. I mean, but I don't have nothing against Deltas at all. Please don't shun me, Deltas, at all. I'm just saying it's just people I ran across that happen to be the same sorors. But I'm just sorry. But okay, so you did all of this. I mean, well, he lost his job and he started doing what he was doing. And then here comes, I guess he was Jamaican, I'm guessing, the landlord.
I forgot what island was. He wasn't Jamaican though. I can't remember. It was some I can't think of the name. It was a Caribbean island. It was an island.
Okay.
He was not American.
He was, what was his last name then?
I don't even remember his name.
Okay, so you started having sex. What made you decide to say, hey, check this out? I'm going to have sex with the landlord?
Because it's kind of hard to have sex with somebody that's not bringing in any money and you're doing everything. I get unattracted to you.
No, but that's not just you. That's all women. I've heard in my
I
in
get
my
really,
day, in my
and that's what
that
happened. And I
when
love
you have no finances, the coochie just dries up.
it does. It does.
Okay. Would
And
you say the same on Michi?
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
So back. So,
but the thing is, it didn't have an issue about me making the most money. That was not the issue. Is you not bringing no money in at all. There's a difference. I don't mind making more money than you, but you just can't be bringing in no money. And
no, I'm
so,
saying more money
yeah,
versus no money,
yeah.
more money versus little money. That's fine, but
Yeah.
zero money. Yes, the
So yeah,
coochie dried up for zero money.
but I love sex. I enjoy sex. I still
You
want.
enjoy sex. Okay,
I went and got some sex.
from the landlord.
I'm a landlord.
So how did this transpire with the landlord? It was just he came to collect the rent, and you just
He
said,
came for I forgot how it started, but he I think it was when the air conditioner needed to be fixed. He had to look at it or something, and he finally came by and met me. Because he didn't when we rented the place, he wasn't the landlord. He bought it from somebody else who we were renting from.
okay.
So we met later, and after we met, he started flirting with me for a minute or two, and then finally I gave in.
So you just gave into the flirting and just said, did you call him and say, hey, I need you to come
No,
over?
I
He was
think he
just
was
there.
still talking to me. I can't. This was years ago. This was back in This was 20, almost 20 years ago. So I can't really give that many details of all the little intricacies that happened to I just put it like this. We kicked it for a good minute. Then I was done with him.
So you and the landlord kicked it. And one of the great Negro poets, well, you said the rent was paid. He let y'all rent free, right?
For it was the last.
So
Mm-hmm.
okay, so one, I guess you took to heart well, you said this was years ago, but I guess you took to heart that was prophesied from the great Negro poet R.B. Graham. We ain't fucking for free.
Yeah.
So this transpired with you and the landlord, and then you moved. All right, so listen, we got 23 minutes left. And I know y'all both got a story left. And I feel like these stories is get ready just wow me out of this whole situation, whereas though I might just have to shut down Amsterdam Talk for the month of February. This is Black History Month. I may have to shut this shit down. Please don't do it that way. But you know what? It's Amsterdam Talk, so I really don't give a fuck. And I need y'all to tell your truth. Y'all telling your truth now. I respect it at the end of the day. So we're gonna go opposite way because Armichi's itching to tell the story. So we're gonna start back with you, Michelle. Armichi, we're gonna bring us home.
So the last one, that was my recent divorce. That's the one when we had on. I was on the last Amsterdam show. That's why I'm saying the one that the karma finally came back to get me. I don't condone cheating. I really don't. It just
How the hell you don't condone cheating? You doing a lot of this shit.
I did a lot of it, but I don't condone it. I don't condone it. It happened, and that karma came back and bit me in my ass because I cheated on a good man. So I cheated on a really good man.
You don't condone it. You just do it.
I did it. I didn't do it after the last one I did. I done it
so
again.
you say you have a good man, but you didn't get all this shit in the past.
I had a good man my last marriage. I had a good man. I cheated on him. And the reason I cheated on him is because I did one of those things where you get with somebody for all the other reasons. Everything was in line, financial, romantic. He had everything but a penis size.
And you know what? And before you speak, because I was just talking to my best friend, I was talking to my homeboy, and I was like, yo, these women always say the small things matter till you get to the dick size.
I tried. We were together for years. We were only married for a few years, but we were together way longer as in a relationship before marriage. And I really tried. I tried like do things this way. Let's incorporate this. Let's try this. And he was always fighting all my suggestions, or he wouldn't do my suggestions. There were certain things I tried. He was just not with it. And he had issues with toys. He felt the toys hold on one second.
Hold on, I hope this ain't a dude coming in there. They get ready. What?
Oh no, it was my niece. My niece just came upstairs.
So how many times you been, tell your niece I said hello. How many times you been married?
I've been married twice.
Okay, you've been married twice. Okay. All right.
So yeah, I should not have, I really should have never married, because I cheated on him before we got married and after we got married. And I really should not have married him. I made that mistake. So I own that I probably messed up a good person. Because he is a good man. He's a very good man. He deserves a very good woman. I didn't deserve him. So
But did you realize that at the beginning that you didn't deserve him, or you realized that after everything happened, you didn't deserve him?
After I got caught, it was like I fucked his mind up. I really fucked his mind up, and that was wrong of me. I never suspected I would get caught, and I did. And when I sit back and I contemplate on the things that I did, I was like, man, I should have just walked away a long time ago. And there was many times that I was walking away, and he grabbed me back in. And
you didn't realize that right there, that this man is really about you. So you just said, I'm gonna keep on stepping in the name of lust.
It was strictly for sex. It was strictly for sex. It had nothing to do with anything else. It was strictly for sex. I needed that itch scratched, and I went somewhere and got it done. Now he had issues too. Like, he's not he was a good man, but he had some things wrong with him too. But he never cheated on me. He was not a cheater at all. That's something that he didn't do. But the thing that I really should have just walked away a long time ago. And we didn't divorce because I cheated. We divorced because the trust issue was always going to be a factor. He would have been looking over my shoulder. He wanted me to really change who I was. He wanted to change how I dress. He wanted me to change what music I listened to. So he wanted me to do all these changes, but you married me. You were in a relationship for all these years with me, knowing I was like this, knowing that I wasn't this religious person, going to church all the time. You knew that, but you wanted, because I got caught cheating, you wanted to make these things, you want to put these things in place for us to stay together. And so I was like, look, I forced him to divorce me because I was like, I'm not going to do this. But he was not divorcing me because I cheated.
So he was willing to reconcile the situation that you did, and it was just the other things that occurred, and you forced him to divorce you. But if my mind vividly speaks on an Amsterdam talk, I think this was the football coach. Yeah, so you was having sex with his coaching staff teammate. I mean,
I'm a
coaching
coach
staff.
too.
Well, you're a coach too. Y'all all were coaches, and y'all was just all doing the nasty. So, all right, Amici. I mean, I'm gonna come back because we're gonna. I got questions coming through here, and I'm looking through them right now. All right, Amici, tell your story, baby.
Well, my last one was my ex-husband. Only been married once, but so this one we have been off and on since high school.
Mm-hmm.
We had,
hold on. You all had off and on since high school, but the baby daddy was off and on since high school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many cats was you running back at one of these high schools in Tennessee?
No, I was actually in Mississippi, and so this one I met my ex-husband. I met on a trip in DC in high school at a conference. Them conferences be the bomb, man. Oh,
I don't even want to know.
Speaking of which, so remember I told you, I do what you do. I'm gonna hold that information as long as you respect me. So
Mm-hmm.
Our marriage was on the rocks. As well with this one, I've been telling him for a long time, hey, I'm out. Do you how you want me to go? He didn't want me to go. He want to stay and try to work it out.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me just say this. We both had access to each other's computers, passwords, phones, all of that stuff. He, for years, would accuse me of cheating or doing something inappropriate. But you know that when somebody is accusing someone, there's usually because of what their own mess.
Right.
So, no, I was leaving him because of him and his disrespect.
Okay.
So, there was a number of incidents, but the last incident was where he left me at home, very sick, and went out on a date down the street around the corner. And his friends called me and told me, they were like, so I see him, where are you? And I'm at home sick. Where are you? Oh, okay. So then I proceed to go and pull up his phone and I see what happened. So fast forward, I marinated on it. He wanted me to forgive him, and I would constantly say, well, I don't know how I feel about it. I need to, deal with my emotions and come to terms with it. We went to counseling and all this stuff, and I still drug it out because I didn't know what I was going to do. I knew I was going to do something, but the Gemini was just boiling on what I was going to do. And we don't hit, but we do hurt. And so the time came where my friend had tickets to treat me out to VIP for the week in Vegas for the Hoodie Awards.
Okay.
And so he decided that since it was the same time that he had a conference there, that he would go and attend his conference that week in Vegas. And so I was like, okay, fine. We can get on a plane together. but we gonna go our separate ways while we there. We can even go half on a hotel room, but you know, we're gonna get on the plane, we'll get back and we'll board the plane. When that time, you know, you do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wanted us, again, we were on the rocks. He wanted us to spend a couple days in advance in Vegas to work on our relationship. I said, well, no, this is Vegas. Let's spend a couple of days on the end. He wouldn't do it. We went, first couple of days, me and him, we enjoyed ourselves. But the first day we enjoyed ourselves, but some things happened, went sour, and he was just acting an ass. So he thought that he was going to keep tabs on me and hook me up with one of his friends' wives, but I had my girls with me. Went my way, did my thing, and the 3 days that we were supposed to spend together, we spent those 3 days together. The next 3 days, I spent with my other guy friend. And the last 3 days, I got sick. We were supposed to leave. Got in the airport. He thought I was hungover. Really, I was dehydrated. I hadn't been drinking. The lady at the airport wouldn't let me get on the airplane. And so she gave us a room and comped our tickets, like, no, you know, we'll fly you out tomorrow. He decided he wanted to go back home. And so he gave me $8 for a cab and went back home. But what I didn't know was that my ex had asked me to spend some time on the end of the trip, and I turned it down. And my ex was like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll get you a suite on the Strip. It's paid for. If you want to, fine. If you don't, fine. So I called my ex and told him that I would be in Vegas. He sent, he actually, well, because he was in the conference that my ex-husband was attending. They were at the same conference. Well, actually, all three of the guys were at the same conference.
What the fuck is going on?
My ex
keep telling the story. Keep telling the story.
He got me, and I stayed the last 3 days in the suite that my ex had paid for. And so therefore I got my revenge. Oh, and by the way, when I got back home, I had a conversation with the girl that he had gone out with, and she was very apologetic, and she gave me $200 for my inconvenience.
What? Hold on. Because I know one of you know the viewers tonight is going to ask you. She gave you $200 for trash dick that she got. I'm guessing.
Well, also here's the thing: the girl that he cheated with, she had caught some charges for something and lost her job. And so what she was doing, I was hooking her up with some jobs because she was a masseuse. And I paid her to come in my house and massage my husband because of the line of work that he was doing. And she gave us a couple massages.
Did she leave with did she give a happy ending?
No, all that, because again, I trust you until I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't care what they were doing. I don't care what he did on the side. And in his line of work, he has nothing but as an opportunity to go and do. And I've never questioned anything that he did, never accused him. And so, but I've paid her a lot, I've paid her, and so she refunded me my money.
Hold on. But I want to ask you, you didn't say, that you was like, you didn't care what she did with him. Did she give you a happy ending?
I was not attracted to her like that.
But that's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you, did you was attracted to her? Did she give you a happy ending, Michi?
No.
Okay, that's all you gotta ask. Yes or no. She didn't give you one. Okay.
But if I was dirty enough and if she was cute enough, I'd have made her do that too. I sure would.
If she was cute enough, you would have made her give you a happy ending.
I'd have got revenge, and I'd have made her do it in front of him.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. So anyway, back to Vegas. So you fake sick to go back to the ex. Do you to stay there?
She had to go. I ended up going to the ER and getting the IV. I was actually dehydrated. I literally was dehydrated, and
Dehydrated from drinking.
no, because I did not drink.
Well, what the hell was you dehydrated from then?
It was hot as
It's hot in Vegas. It's hot in
Listen,
Vegas in July.
Vegas is my second home, so I know what goes on, and I've seen people pass out and shit happen. But dehydration without drinking, I don't know. I mean, I know it's desert air, and you know it doesn't roll with us, our blood for East Coast people.
Water, but I was not drinking alcohol. I just wasn't, and I was because I wasn't enjoying myself 24/7. I was with my girls, we were on a go. And so I didn't want to get drunk and miss out on it, anything. I mean, I'm having to dress up and be presentable. So it wasn't a wastage. Now, last year, Vegas, for New Year, I got wasted appropriately. But
so you got wasted in 2020, New Year 19 going into 2020 in Vegas.
Appropriately in Vegas. And yes, I got wasted.
And you were shaking your tail feather, wasn't you?
I had a ball.
Well, you had two balls, didn't you?
And I was drunk. I was divorced. I was single, so I can do Vegas the way I wanted to. Disrespect.
So you did Vegas. You had two balls, didn't you, that night?
No, I got flown to New Orleans. So
how the hell you leave fucking, you know what? We gotta bring you back.
I have no problem, I have no problem with getting flown out.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't, Michi. I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't. But back to the story at hand. So you got sick, you went back, you got put in another hotel, and your ex came in. So my calculation brings up that you had 6 balls that week, or maybe 4. I'm not sure.
You kind of correct me.
Listen, my math ain't that great. But I'm just listening to y'all stories and y'all tell me what's going on, because I don't know. You bringing out this Gemini revenge story. Like
I never
like
told him. I never told him that I knew anything. I never, it just so happened. The revenge fell on my lap, or in my drawers, or in my bed, whatever you want to say.
Oh my God, the revenge fell in your drawers. What, the Vicky secrets?
There was no need for me to wear any secrets.
So you didn't wear any drawers that night. Oh, okay. All right. So listen, check this out, because this is what we're gonna do right now. You both been in a group long enough. And this is Amsterdam Talk. We don't hold no punches on Amsterdam Talk at all. So, by the stories that you're telling me, has anybody visited you from this group? You ain't gotta say no names. I don't give a fuck about the names.
Has anybody visited me from?
Yes. The HBCU, yes, the group that Ava Winfrey runs.
Yes.
They visited you. I mean, I know it ain't a woman. So what about you, Michelle?
I've had one.
So you had one person visit you. So nigga that I have conducted in this group stated. Hold up, they wasn't from Tennessee, right?
Mine was from Tennessee.
Okay, so yours probably don't count, because was he from the same area?
I'm not going to give that information.
No. I'm not asking like what city he was from, but I'm saying, would they live in the same city as you?
Not really.
Okay, but you still don't count, because the fact is this: when you cross state lines with nigga-lations, you got to give up the booty. That's just nigga-lations. That's what it say. So here we go, Michi, on you. So you said he wasn't from Tennessee, so he came to see you. So is everything good in that situation?
No.
Well, you ain't got to say no names, but did things transpire?
Yes.
Okay, things transpire. So would there be a second time, or is just a one and done?
Fucking duck.
Well, y'all
Oh.
females, y'all can talk. Huh? Go ahead. I'm listening.
Better said, yeah, you said it better. One and done.
One and done. All right, one and done. So somebody crossed state lines for Michi, and it was one and done. What about you, Michelle?
Well, let's put it like this. I enjoy sex.
I know you said you enjoy sex. You said that about 7 times on the show today.
I said it last time too. Yeah, I enjoy sex. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm not having sex. You know, if I meet somebody and I see something that maybe materialize, and then I'll stop having sex with that person. But I'm not gonna. I'm 47 years old, and I am not going to cut out my good years of sex waiting on the perfect person to show up. So I enjoy sex a
So
lot.
you enjoy sex. So you said you had somebody to come to you from the group, and it transpired. Is there a second opportunity or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're good. Michi says no. But at the end of the day, I guess what the viewers need to know, just in case something do transpire and things do materialize for y'all to actually be good, is the cheating out of your system.
For me, this is how it's going to be. Either we're going to be monogamous with each other, or we're going to be poly with each other. That's how it's going to be. So there is not going to be any secrets. It's not going to be you do this, you did that. Either we're monogamous together or we're poly together. That's the only two ways I'm going from this point forward.
Got you. What about you, Michi?
I prefer not to cheat. In every, well, outside the situation in college, all other situations that I've had, I've told them I don't want this relationship anymore. I'm done. They choose to not want to leave, or allow me to leave the situation. So I let them know, okay, I'm doing me. I'm doing, so they choose to stay, then they are allowing the potty.
Michi must got that super soaker over there.
I didn't say
it. Ain't nobody leaving you. You had the baby father live across the hall, and he sat down and ate dinner with the dude that she was giving. Like, this shit is crazy.
That's status right there.
We moved out of the bedroom. So with my ex-husband, I was not in the bedroom at that time. I left. He didn't want me to. He would not sign the papers. For years, I kept filing, and he refused to sign until I finally figured out how to file. And you either I get that little default judgment or whatever, and he finally agreed to sign the papers. So
okay. Fans, y'all got any questions? We're gonna wrap this up in about 5 minutes. Y'all got any questions? Come on through and ask. What you got, Michelle and Armici out here asking? I mean, telling their stories. I ain't mean to cut you off, Armici, but go ahead. I just make sure they need to know that they can ask the questions. Somebody said black women age like fine wine. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, I believe it. I definitely believe it. My mother looks like she's about 30 years old, but that's not about me. So anyway, back to y'all. Come on now. Michi, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just trying to get with them. They were saying, you said,
I don't want to cheat. Right now, I am enjoying the hell out of being single. I'm not trying to look for a relationship. Are
your DMs open?
Open, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if they fly out, and you located where in Tennessee?
I'm in Nashville.
We're both in Nashville together.
Oh shit, y'all in Nashville together. I gotta come get some barbecue. I ain't fucking with y'all though, but I gotta come some barbecue. But anyway, besides, okay, somebody said, are the men, ain't no men on this damn show. Are the men open to being poly? Ain't no men on this show. Maybe we could talk about that later with another show. Okay, but so y'all both in Nashville. So have y'all? Okay. Now you explain the question to me better. So have y'all both explained? One of the people said, are y'all both nasty Nashville? One of the people have said, have y'all spoken to the men and told y'all with poly?
Have we what?
Have when you dated these men and stated y'all are with, well, Armici, I should say, that you're with poly, being polyamorous, whatever the hell.
So the ones that I have been in definite relationships with, no, they, I don't like to categorize, but a lot of guys, they want to have their cake and eat it too. So they want all of me and then be able to go, and do what they do, but they do not want to share me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm not in a relationship with a guy and, I tell them, look, I'm doing me, I'm not interested in a relationship, then they're fine with that. But, if usually once they come in the door and we have, more than one, and let me just back up and say, both my ex-husband and my son's father, both of those were meant to be one night stands. And they didn't happen.
Okay.
Usually it's a one night stand, or we have that conversation up front. I'm just here to be here, and they want more.
All right.
So, and I warn them, this is what you're getting into. So if you want me, I have standards and I have boundaries. So, and if you don't meet those standards and you fall short, you got to go. I'm going to go. And so once they don't meet those requirements anymore, and I just have to show them more than I tell them, they don't believe me, I'm out.
Understandable. I'm not asking that question. All I'm going to say is, I'm going to paraphrase this question because I'm really not going to ask this question, Michelle. They want to know, was the landlord good?
Yes. That was some good shit.
Okay, she said the landlord was good. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking the rest of the
I'm
shit.
reading it now, and it was a good size. It was a good size. It was well worth it.
Okay, well, she answered the question for you. She read the shit her damn self. So, of course, I love y'all ladies for being on Amsterdam Talk twice in season 1. So I thought y'all was gonna shut my shit down today because I thought y'all had some wild stories or some shit that. But your stories are definitely intriguing, and I definitely get where both of you ladies are coming from. But Armici, I definitely have, I think you should communicate a little more. But if you say that's not in you, I can't force you. And Michelle, I will just say 2 negatives do not make a positive.
Oh, they don't.
At all times. At all times. I can't say it, but I definitely love y'all ladies for definitely coming on and being who you are.
Yes.
Strong Black women to, explain tell me your stories. And this is no judge, this is a judgment-free zone. We don't judge on this show at all. But you said y'all DMs are open. So if y'all start getting flights to Nashville, they like 107 right now. If you're leaving from DCA,
there's some good flights now.
they cheap. But you did hear that somebody came through and they didn't live up to expectations. That's not my words. That's somebody else's words. And I definitely know what goes on tomorrow because I'm working like a goddamn slave this week again. This has been Amsterdam Talk. I had Michelle, I had Armici right here telling their stories about women cheat. Definitely check me out tomorrow when I go to the Family Feud tomorrow. I don't even know who the fuck playing tomorrow, but I just know it's the Family Feud tomorrow. One thing I will say about this platform right here about Amsterdam Talk. This is definitely a judgment-free zone. And if you have anything you want to talk about, get off your chest, you can always contact myself. You can contact Ava or any of the admins, and they can get out to me and say, hey, this is what they want to talk about. We don't bring up names unless you bring the name up. You bring the name up, then we're going to rock with your name. And your name will be brought up, and you can live in infamy in this group any type of way that you need to live in. So, from as always, for Michi, aka Michi, for Michelle. Sorry that I don't have the actual clubhouse going on tonight because I just didn't. M&M's melt in your mouth, not in your hand. What the hell are they talking about? Okay, I don't know what they're talking about out here, but thank you, ladies, for coming out and enjoying Amsterdam talk with me, and I enjoyed it with y'all. Ava, I definitely know I'm gonna see y'all back again because I definitely believe y'all got a lot of stories to still keep telling me about y'all life. Alcorn State, where'd you go at, Michelle?
TSU, Tennessee State University.
Tennessee State, Alcorn State. Hey, they in the
Hi,
building tonight. HBCUs, we living life. From myself, Merlin Eastern Shore, what they used to call us much easy sex. We here in the building tonight, but definitely see y'all tomorrow when I do the Family Feud tomorrow night at 8 p.m. only on the HBCU network. For myself, Ava, this is Amsterdam Talk. If you ain't seen the intro, look at the intro at the beginning of the show. See y'all tomorrow.